Welcome back to the Fixture Watch, the series that uses the FPL Fixture Difficulty ratings to determine which teams have the best or worst run of fixtures over the next 4 game weeks. This allows you to stay one step ahead of the FPL and hopefully aid you with your transfer planning. If you find the video useful, then as always please support the channel by dropping a like and getting subscribed to FPL TV. Currently sitting top of the Fixture Difficulty table is Bournemouth, who arguably have the kindest run of games in the next 4 game weeks. The Cherries face Palace, Watford, Southampton and Fulham in their next 4 games. Bournemouth have made a very good start to the season, picking up 10 points and scoring 10 goals in the opening 6 games, which has seen many FPL managers look to Ryan Fraser, Callum Wilson and Joshua King, a trio that have scored 98 FPL points between them so far. Their convincing 4-0 defeat to Burnley in Gameweek 6 is definitely a concern, but given their nice run of games coming up, I think we can afford to remain patient with Bournemouth assets for now and see how they fare in their upcoming home fixture against Palace. At the opposite end of the FDR table is West Ham, who after 6 games in are still marred with some very difficult looking games. West Ham's next 2 home fixtures are against Man United and Tottenham, along with tough away trips to Brighton and Leicester. Having lost their opening 4 Premier League games, the Hammers will certainly take confidence from their more recent form, with an impressive win over Everton and drawing 0-0 against Chelsea, a game they had a golden opportunity to win. Despite this small lift in confidence, I don't think I'll be looking at West Ham options just yet, simply because of this difficult run of games, but players such as Arnautovic, Felipe Anderson and Yarmolenko are definitely on my radar once their fixtures ease up from Game Week 11. The next team to discuss with a favourable run of games is Tottenham, who over the next 3 in particular have perhaps the best run of any team in the league. Over the next 3 game weeks, Spurs play Huddersfield, Cardiff and West Ham, 3 teams that are all floating around the relegation zone at the moment. Spurs went into Game Week 6 on very bad form, but they managed a 2-1 win away to Brighton, which is never an easy place to go. And although they may have not been at their best, it should still give them confidence before heading into this very appealing run of fixtures. Arguably, this could be the time to put faith in Harry Kane for a few game weeks, but keep in mind though, once we reach Game Week 10, Spurs' fixture against Man City starts a run of 5 very difficult games, so this kind of run of fixtures is very short-lived for Spurs. Towards the bottom of the FDR table, we can see Chelsea here with some very testing games coming up. Man City also have 2 tough away games, and then we have Liverpool, who are playing both these teams in their next 2. Before last season, Liverpool boasted a very impressive record against the big sides under Jurgen Klopp, but this record did dip last season, only winning 2 of the 10 games played against the top 6. The thing is though, the FPL attackers aren't rewarded for winning games, so even if Liverpool do lose, their attacking options can still easily return points. And notably, their home fixture against Man City last season finished 4-3, so let's hope for another goal fest there. Following these 2 tough games in the next 2 game weeks, they then face Huddersfield and Cardiff, so I'd definitely be holding on to Liverpool players for those. Just be prepared for some rotation along the way, with Champions League fixtures also coming in between. If you are concerned about that rotation though, perhaps it's best proceeding with just 1 or 2 Liverpool players for now, and you can always look to bring them back in from Game Week 9 onwards, where having the full 3 is once again viable. Heading back to the top of the FDR table, we can see Man United with some very decent upcoming games, along with Leicester and then Arsenal, who are a team who avoid the top 6 in the next 4 game weeks. The Gunners are now on a run of 4 consecutive Premier League wins, as Unai Emery is starting to figure out his best 11. In their next 3 games, they face Watford, a team with just 1 clean sheet in 6, Fulham, who have conceded 13 goals already, and then Leicester, who have conceded 10. Defensively, Arsenal did manage their first clean sheet in Game Week 6, but they were still far from convincing at the back, and were very fortunate not to concede. So despite the good fixtures, Arsenal's defence is not something I'm interested in personally, but Lacazette up front is definitely on my radar, having played the full 90 minutes in the last 3, and returning points in all of those games. In their midfield, Ramsey is another player I'm watching, after the Welshman delivered 2 assists in Game Week 6, and has started the last 4 games for Arsenal. Currently, the Gunners are averaging 2 goals per game, so it could be worth owning an Arsenal player for this very nice run of fixtures. A team with a more difficult run of games over the next 4 game weeks is Burnley, but this is actually because of their later matches in Game Weeks 9 and 10 against Man City and Chelsea. Their next 2 fixtures actually look very favourable, facing the 2 bottom sides in the league, Huddersfield and Cardiff. Now that Burnley's European campaign has come to an end, they're able to put all their focus into the league again, and they finally got their season underway with an impressive 4-0 victory over Bournemouth in Game Week 6. I have no doubt that this result will definitely put a few of their options back on our watch lists, but if you are considering them, just be sure to keep their upcoming games against City and Chelsea in mind. Back up to a team with good fixtures, it's Wolverhampton, who have shown excellent form as they head into a run of some very decent looking fixtures. Wolves are playing Southampton, Palace, Watford and Brighton in the next 4 game weeks, and although none of these games are bankers, Wolves are unbeaten in 4 games, avoiding defeats to Man City and Manchester United, so I'm very impressed with their options currently. At the moment, Patricio is one of the go-to budget goalkeeping options, only conceding 6 goals so far, whilst Matt Doherty has looked very threatening from defence, producing the second most goal attempts this season from a defender behind only Chelsea's Marcos Alonso. Their striker Jimenez has also looked brilliant value for money at a low cost of just 5.5 million. The budget forward has had 18 attempts at goal, which to put into context is more than Harry Kane and Lukaku so far. Given this kind run of games for Wolves, I think there's many of their options worth considering at the moment. So that wraps up this game week's Fixture Watch. Hopefully it's given you some insights into your transfer plannings for the upcoming weeks. And if it did, be sure to support the channel by dropping a like and getting subscribed to FPL TV. FPL responsibly, and I'll catch you all in the next video.